What I do. I am a Taekwondo instructor for an outreach program here in the city I live in. I see one group of students once a week, 45 minutes each class time. What do I say? I say a lot in my classes as I teach. I try not to say too much because for a 45-minute class, I don't want to do 30 minutes of explanation and then only 15 minutes of actual physical practice. There have been instructors inside this outreach program that have done that. And it's amazing. It's amazing that 30 minutes of talking, 15 minutes of actual practice. So I tend and I try my best to keep things short and sweet. Short and sweet. There's a pair of quotes I make my students repeat at the end of every class. Recite. I start it off and they finish it. Self-defense favors. That's my part. And they respond, preparation, sir. If you're not prepared, you won't be able to properly defend yourself. My job is to teach them techniques and strategies to help them defend themselves a lot better. Quote number 2 is, the old saying is practice makes perfect. My mentor for this outreach program, he would always say that practice makes permanent. Nothing's perfect. Nothing is perfect. It's okay to aspire to be perfect at something, but it's near impossible, very near impossible, that you can be perfect. Why? Perfect is subjective. Perfect is subjective. Maybe to someone, a flashlight of this size is the perfect size. Perfect size. But then, not everybody wants a flashlight this size. Maybe to somebody, a flashlight this size is perfect. Oh, wait, hold on. So it's tiny, but it's too thick. Maybe a flashlight this thin is the perfect size. Nothing is objective about the word perfect. Nothing is. And I try to put it into my students' minds. Don't worry about being perfect. Just make your skill permanent. Of course, to make something permanent, a skill or a habit requires much practice. Lots of practice. Over and over and over and over again. Lots of practice. The more you practice, the better you'll be. I fear not the person that practices 10,000 techniques once. I fear the person that practiced one technique 10,000 times. Practice makes permanent. And yes, the big thing I make them recite is the tenets of Taekwondo: courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirit. But now I feel that I have to make that more understandable even to the little kids. The little kids, okay, we get to repeat this because some of them says so. Now I need to inspire them with the meaning of each tenant. You can tell already, I'm getting under the weather. I hope it doesn't get too bad. Luckily, it's the weekend. It's the weekend, so I should be okay. Even if it goes full-blown cold, I won't have work until Tuesday. So, here's hoping. I I try to inspire my students with my words. I try. But even besides the fact that I am an outreach program, any regular dojang will have students come and go. Sometimes it could be a shock that the student you think is going to stay forever has to go. In my program, I get them young. The students come to me young. And I'll see them grow up through elementary, to middle school, into high school. Some of them are still with me and they're in college. And then, of course, schoolwork is more important. College work, university work. So they stop coming by. At first, it's heartbreaking. Oh no, don't go. But I got over that. And I would tell them, schoolwork is more important. This is your future that you are working for. If you have to miss class, don't feel too bad about it. Let's take students that get injured. Some of my wiser students, I do feel and I do pay more attention to them and their physical well-being. Because where did I hear it? It might be, it was talking about Taekwondo, but it could be just about any of the martial arts. Competitions, tournaments is a young man's sport, young woman's sport. Because the time for healing of an injury, increases the older you get. It increases. I'll let you know. Most of my students already know. I'm 31 years old. But I still, of course, I can't let go after 22 years of training and teaching Taekwondo. No, just training. I've been teaching since 2001. Okay? So do your math. We're all built differently. We are all built differently and we all have different fitness levels. I understand that. I understand that completely. Just because someone is going up in level and skill faster than you, I try not to let people, my students, get too hung up in that. We're all built differently. Young, wiser, short, tall, long legs, short legs. We are all built differently. All built differently. And I'm doing my best, my absolute best, to be able to accommodate how you're built. To bring out the better you. The better you. We're all built differently. We all have different fitness levels. We all have different backgrounds. We all have different uprisings, so on and so on. Okay. Well, that's all I've got for you today. Next week, hopefully I'm better. Hopefully this doesn't get too much worse, but of course, like I said earlier, if it does, then it's the weekend. I don't work until Tuesday. I should be okay. Thank you for watching. Pieces.